So The Eternals is the worst film in the MCU, and that's exactly why we should reward it with the most prestigious nomination in film.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
I like Marvel movies. Since 2008, I've been an MCU fan. Since 1998, I've enjoyed watching Marvel films from any studio, with Spider-Man 2 being the best of the bunch. Still to this day. With the exception of the Doctor Strange TV movie, I've seen all of Marvel on film, and I can say with absolute certainty that The Eternals is the worst. Worse than Fan Four Stick, worse than Elektra, worse than X-Men Origins Wolverine. The Eternals is trash, and that's why fans don't support it. With a production budget of $200 million, which requires a film to gross 2.5 times that just to break even, The Eternals is still in the red. Currently, it sits at 47% on Rotten Tomatoes, and fans have all but abandoned the lifeless heroes from eternity. So how do you salvage this dumpster fire of a film? Well, first, let's identify exactly how it's a dumpster fire. The Eternals is more focused on a diverse cast of unmemorable characters instead of a great story. I came out of the Guardians of the Galaxy cheering for a tree. I left this film hoping to fly directly into the sun. Just like our hero Icarus. It's not hyperbolic to call the Eternals utter trash or a dumpster fire. It's accurate. What Marvel is hoping to do is shirk criticism of the Eternals by getting it some Oscar recognition to shut up the fans. Didn't like Eternals? It won an Oscar. Suck it. Disney and Marvel Studios broke records last year with their slate of superhero films, and they're not stopping now. Once again, Disney is looking to snag a Best Picture award at the upcoming 2022 Oscar Awards by pushing Chloe Zhao's Eternals. The film's official campaign lists multiple categories including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Cinematography, and a plethora of others covering nearly every aspect of the film. This wouldn't be the first superhero film to attempt this feat. Marvel's Black Panther managed to snag a Best Picture nomination in 2019, but fell short against the competition. However, the outstanding film won some of its other Oscar nominations, including Best Score, Best Costume Design, and Best Production Design. Both Black Panther and Eternals are known for their diverse casting and incredible visual effects. If accepted by the Academy, this will be Zhao's second director nomination, her first being for Nomadland in 2020. What a bunch of bullshit. Known for its special effects? Dude, the Eternals looked bad. There was a rubber doll of Salma Hayek on screen. If I laugh at how bad a special effect was, why should it win an Oscar? Oh yeah, diversity. That's all it is, folks. This culture war is still going strong. All these asshats care about is the magical word, diversity. It wipes away any and all accountability. Don't like our product? Well, it was created by a diverse group of people. Who cares? If it's good, it's good. I don't need my purchases to satisfy me ideologically. Hollywood is looking for a new way to pat itself on the back. They keep changing guidelines to help minority filmmakers. Do they actually care? No, but diversity is in, and as long as Hollywood has skeletons to hide, they will keep creating ways to paint themselves the hero. On September 8th, 2020, the Academy announced a set of new eligibility guidelines for films aiming to compete for Best Picture, considered the top prize at the Oscars. There are 4 categories of inclusion standards. You can read the full standards on the Oscar website, but they basically break down into 2 big buckets. Standards promoting more inclusive representation and standards promoting more inclusive employment. Movies will need to meet the standards in 2 of the 4 categories in order to qualify. The first category of standards, which Academy calls Group A, deals with stories or characters on the actual screen. In this category, movies must have one of the followings: at least one lead or significant supporting actor from an underrepresented racial or ethnic group, or at least 30% of the cast in secondary and minor roles for 2 underrepresented identity groups, or a main storyline or subject that centers on an unrepresented identity group. Oh, that sounds fun, doesn't it? Group B standards regard the creative production team behind the film. To meet these standards, a film must meet one of the following criteria. At least 2 heads of major departments such as editing, directing, makeup, and hairstyling, costuming, or sound, as well as many others, must be from an underrepresented identity group. Additionally, a minimum of one of these must be from an underrepresented racial or ethnic group, or at least 6 people on the crew, excluding production assistants, generally the entry-level position on set, from an underrepresented racial or ethnic group, or at least 30% of the crew are from an underrepresented identity group. Look, there's a Group C and a Group D, and I'm going to leave those alone, because fuck them. I don't want to watch movies made like this. I'm one of those people that would fit in the category that I'm supposed to be protected by, and I'm the person fighting it the hardest. I don't like this stuff. This is how you ruin art. I'm a professional artist myself. That's why I make Wokebusters, to fight crap like this. You want this from this group and this and that? Fuck that shit. I don't like it. Nobody likes it. That's why we have videos and millions of views fighting this crap. This has been going on for a long time, folks. The culture war never dies. It just changes its face. Before, it was, oh, you don't like women-led movies, you're a sexist. Then it's, you don't like black-led movies like Black Panther, you're a racist. The Black Panther movie's fine. Is it Best Picture worthy? Hell no. Chadwick Boseman was Best Actor worthy as a person, because, I mean, come on. After you hear about all that shit he did when he was sick for the sick kids, you gotta respect the dude. You don't have to like him. You don't have to like the movie. But that requires a lot of respect and strength, and I do respect him. Very much so. So those all suck. Yeah, I said it. I'd rather watch something great made by a crew that lacks diversity instead of a Benetton ad featuring boring dialogue, bad action, and a broken plot that the film fails to follow. The Eternals is a bad film, but because it was made by a woman of Asian descent that once opened a can of soup on a mountain while Mercury was in retrograde, it gets an Academy Award nomination. A lot of them, actually. Let's take a look. Here we are in DisneyStudioAwards.com. That is a website. And here we are with the Eternals tab. Synopsis. Chloe Zhao directs a diverse... There we go. There's that fucking word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words in. Diverse. If A is a word, it's a letter. It's too early to fucking fight this. Whatever. 5 words in. Diverse. Awesome. Chloe Zhao directs a diverse cast in a sprawling adventure. It wasn't that adventurous. Spanning thousands of years that I slept through. A team of 10 immortal heroes from beyond the stars who have protected Earth since the dawn of man before becoming the stuff of legends are forced out of the shadows to defeat mankind's oldest enemy, the Deviants. That needed a little more punctuation to get through. That had more meat than the film itself. That had more meat than Gemma Chan, but then again, she's not Selma Hayek, and I gotta stop before this video gets flagged. Let's look at some of the considerations. Best Picture, of course. Kevin Feige, Nate Moore. Kevin Feige, if I ever meet you, I'll pat you on the back for you. There you go. You want all these nods and nominations from minority people like me? Thank you, sir. You're so responsible for changing my life. That's sarcasm. Best Director, Chloe Zhao. No. I watched Nomadland. I thought it was a good film. The Eternals is not. Not every director that makes an Oscar-winning picture is going to make a second Oscar-winning picture or another good film. Not everyone that wins an Oscar is going to be able to follow up, repeat. Not everyone is able to do that. Chloe Zhao, I put you in that category. Best Actress, Gemma Chan. I love when my actors are as exciting as watching paint dry. She definitely deserves an Oscar. Richard Madden for Best Actor. Well, the one white guy who was the best character... No. The only thing I can say is I've noticed that his figure sells better than the other Eternals because he looks like the most generic of all the superheroes. I don't know if little kids are racist, but then again, everyone's born racist. I digress. But I'm glad his character flew directly into the sun. I wish we could take every copy of this film and throw it right in there with him. Best Supporting Actresses, we have the rest of the crew. Selma Hayek's Double deserves an Oscar nomination for Best Rubber... Well, are they real? If we get into that category of best rubber body parts, a lot of weird people are going to win a lot of Oscars. I mean, Kim Kardashian is going to win an award. Oh, I'm stopping. Best Supporting Actors, we have, here we go, Brian Tyree Henry, Fastos, my favorite. Look, they have every fucking actor nominated. It's like, look, we can't nominate these two because, we could offend the other minority people on the cast. It's like, oh God, seriously? This is what best actresses, best actors look like in 2022. Kumail Nanjiani, look, the guy's a fine actor, I guess. He's okay as a stand-up comedian. Kumail Nanjiani is like Stouffer's mac and cheese. You can find him everywhere. He's pretty good, but there's better mac and cheese everywhere, and it's not going to win an award. It's like a standard, you know? It's nice, it's familiar. It's not Kumail Nanjiani at all, actually. What food product would he be? He would be like, a Larabar. Good every once in a while, but you don't want to subsist on them. Best Adapted Screenplay, I'm just going to pass on that one because that's a fucking joke. Best Cinematography, Mr. Ben Davis, BSC, you did a bad job. That was an ugly film. Ugly, ugly film. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your background is. It's an ugly film. You look, and here's the thing I want to get at real quick. Let me get on my soapbox, my Apple box, my Apple cart, talk about cinematography. In 1978, a little nothing movie called Halloween had some cinematography by a man named Dean Cundy, who would go on to do such films as Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, and a whole lot more. Point is, film Halloween was made for $300,000 in 1978 money, but it looked great. It was just a bunch of people wearing their own clothes, getting stabbed by a guy in a Captain Kirk mask, and it's beautiful. The Eternals has hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know what the percentage is more per budget, but figure out the math, tell me in the comments section below. I'll appreciate that. But you get a better product. All the diversity, all the money, all the computers to render the CGI, all the big back padding, all the producers. It doesn't make a good product. It makes bullshit. It makes fucking trash. I know I keep saying that about the Eternals, but this movie is as bad as I'm making it out to be. It really is that bad. And it's not just a bad superhero movie that comes and goes. Look, folks, bad movies are a dime a dozen, and why would I sit and bitch about them? But this is a dangerous movie. This is like the Star Wars sequel films. You can't just criticize them. They like to wrap them up in politics and agenda because there's so much money behind these films. So they don't want people to just baselessly criticize them. They protect themselves by putting minorities and people of different backgrounds and stuff in there. So then when you criticize the film and when you don't go see the film, you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're a bigot. They found a way to guilt you into seeing these really bad movies so they can pat themselves on the back with their ethnically diverse cast. Look, it's just like it was back in the day. They're getting colored folk to dance for them. The best of the awards, production design, no, it was an ugly brown movie. I can't even remember the superhero costumes being that unique. They kind of looked like bad Star Trek or bad sci-fi in general. Best sound, don't remember anything. Best film editing, no. Best costume design, definitely not. Best makeup and hairstyling, no. Best score, no. Best visual effects, absolutely not. The only time the movie looked interesting was when the Celestial appeared on screen, and that's not Oscar award winning. Fuck, give it to SpiderMan if you have to. The scene where he fights Doctor Strange alone is better than the entire film of the Eternals. You know, I don't like to do infighting and comparing one to one, but if you gotta compare the other Marvel films that are getting Oscar noms, Spider-Man, I don't think it's Best Picture worthy. I had the time of my life. I was cheering just like all of you guys. But Best Picture, I think what we need to realize is everything's kind of slowed down to a halt. And these Marvel movies just weren't the best. They were the biggest, but they're not the best. McDonald's is the biggest, but I wouldn't call it the best cheeseburger. And I wouldn't call 3 of these 4 Marvel films good at all. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, 3 shit films all in a row. The reason we're riding so high is because Spider-Man was so good. It currently has over $1.5 billion in box office. So right there, which means it's beaten the first Avengers movie. People like it. People love Spider-Man. When something comes out that people like, they will go out and support it. No matter the pandemic, no matter the economy, no matter any of this shit. The cream always rises to the top. A very wise macho man once taught me that. Thank you, Randy. I hope no one wins here. I hope nothing from Marvel wins. Shang-Chi and Black Widow, they weren't memorable. Oscars are supposed to go to the best of the best, in theory. Marvel is taking advantage of the pandemic. Over the last 2 years, prolific directors have been very public about their criticisms of Marvel films. This is Marvel's attempt to shut up criticisms moving forward. They want the money, but they want the praise. Their ego needs it. After so much money, where else do you go? You know, you go chasing after other accolades and praise. If you're making shit films and you need to boost them up, play the diversity card. It will work on the right people, but the fans know it's all bullshit, and it ain't world class. Diversity is good, but not forced diversity. Diversity of thought and opinion are far more interesting and important than skin color. I think a doctor taught us that once. Martin somebody. Freeman? No, I'll figure it out. Maybe they'll come to me in a dream. One day. So, folks, what do you think of the Eternals looking for an Oscar nomination? Yeah. That's it. Clearly you've heard my thoughts, and I want to hear what you have to say, so tell me down in the comments below. But all this woke shit, all these movies that are getting a pass, these songs that get a pass because they're made by whatever, that's why we have shitty art. That's why everything's so bad the way it is, and that's why we need Wokebusters. You need Wokebusters to fight this bullshit. So it's a story of 4 dudes who blast all this wokeness with reason in a very nice Ghostbusters-style package. The link is in the description below. But Wokebusters is my newest graphic novel. The first one was Stealing Solo, a Captain's parody, which we kidnapped Harrison Ford and forced him to remake Star Wars in our basement. It was a huge success. It was a 6-figure book over on Indiegogo, and now Wokebusters is here. The entertainment value is much higher. It's an action-packed comedy, which You don't have enough of those. I like to leave the comic in comic book. So Wokebusters has a lot of comedy, a lot of action. You can see some of the pages now. There's a giant monster that rises out of the Willamette River to wreak havoc on downtown Portland, much like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man to New York City. Except when the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man reaches the top of the building, they cross the streams and destroy Gozer, and the rest is history. In my story, the Stay Woke Trigglypuff Man reaches the top of the building, opens its mouth, and an check that out right now. Link is in the description below. This summer, they're here to save society from itself. Wokebusters. Link is in the description below. All right, folks, well, I'm actually gonna get back to drawing. I've been working on the newest cover right now. It's the four of us as the Wokebusters. I'm gonna get back to that. I'm in the inking stage right now, and I'm recording a lot of this art. So I'm gonna put out videos to show you the process, my artistic process. It's a lot of fun to draw. It's a lot of fun to make videos. So why not put them together and give you guys an awesome look at the coolest comic that's coming in 2022? But that's it for me for today, folks. Come back tonight, have some fun with us, and on Thursday night we're gonna be making some big announcements about the channel. So sit tight, folks. And remember, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.